David, Neil, we launched straight into the business, as it were, and my interest is always in the people behind the business, what drives them and so on. You've obviously got a lot of experience. What is your experience, just generally? What's your background?
Well, I've actually got a bit too many years of blue chip corporate experience up until about the last 5 years ago, Mike. I had nearly 13 years with Procter & Gamble. Right. Doing a whole range of things and finishing up as being European Finance Director. Right. And then I was Group Finance Director of a major multinational in the fruit industry. And I mean, that training was fantastic, and it really taught you in terms of what it takes to be successful and how to manage within a larger company. Some of the things it also taught you, which maybe you're not quite so proud of, but you actually needed it to be successful, is the whole politics of how to make progress up the so-called greasy pole. And at the end of the day, one of the things which I got tired of was people in the larger company, shall we say, being more committed to looking good than producing results. And when you then step back from that, one of the things which is brilliant about the work that we and our associate directors in FD4 do is that there are no safety nets in place. You're as good as you say you are, and you're out there in the front line, and also you're getting the intellectual challenge, the intellectual rigour, and the opportunity to really see how you make a difference. And that's what we really enjoy now.
And is that what you could foresee when you made the decision to leave the large corporate box, as I call it, sitting in a corporate box quite comfortably? You didn't foresee that, those challenges?
I'll tell you, one of the things that, I mean, David and I, we're both Procter & Gamble background.
Oh, right,
and
okay.
in fact, funny enough, we actually came together in another company as well. Right. And the way which we describe it is we thought we were fully rounded businessmen in P&G. But until you've stepped outside into the real world, and we now carry, as we call it, we've got the scars on our back, we've got the real world, we've found out what it's like not to have the big corporate safety nets in place. And at the same time, it's like all things, that if you want to get maximum rewards, you've got to be able to take a little bit of a risk. And that risk-reward is what we've found in abundance in this new career that we've both now followed over the last few years.
So I know that you were Procter & Gamble, and David.
Yeah. I mean, I think the good thing about blue chip is you kind of get a feel for what you know what good looks like. Right. You know how things can be and should be, which is really good training to have. But like Neil says, you then step into smaller companies, and you've got to learn to maybe try and achieve that with less resources, which can be a challenge. But that's what we've learned since in the last probably 15 years or so, maybe more. I then spent some time in the SME market as like a board member. Probably the medium as opposed to small. Last company I was at a corporate role, and I was the CFO of a 100 million turnover group. To be honest, like when I came out of that job, I was between jobs, and I started working with some friends whilst I looked for another job. And I just really enjoyed working with the friends. I found it like very emotionally rewarding to help them. At the start I was doing it really it was just for fun actually. But then when the third person asked me to help them, I thought, well, I'm quite enjoying this, and okay, I'll do it. And then it did take me about probably 6 months to really get it going. But I found it just has grown and grown since then. Yeah. And you're really enjoying it. By the sound of it, both of you are very enthusiastic about what you do now. It's very rewarding actually. To really help people. It's really rewarding.
And